That's so cute.
That is indeed.
I feel like my romance quota is up for today, but
Hi guys, this is the Buddy Talks podcast, episode 3. This is January now, start of 2021, and because it's a new year, it reminds me of what happened last New Year. And this time last year, I was going to a friend's house and we decided to do tarot card readings for fun because it was a new year, yeah. So my very unprofessional friend predicted my fortune and she said that I'd find a really stable, rich guy who would treat me like a queen. So it's now a new year, but the fortune hasn't come true. Anyways, because it's this new year though, it reminds me of, yes, the relationship fortune telling that I had last year. So this time I would like to talk about relationships with my fellow buddy friends. Woohoo! So, full disclosure, I am inexperienced, but luckily these two lovely ladies here are experienced. So which is why they will be I will be very fakwa today. If you don't understand Chinese, that means I'll be very nosy today. Feel free to edit that out, dang.
sound like Rachel and I have dated so many people before.
to clarify, to clarify, my friends are experienced, but they are not philanderers. Yeah. In any case, they have more experience than I do, which is why this will be a very fun session. I am very excited. Genuinely. So I think this is actually also a very interesting topic for us because, in Buddhism, we say you shouldn't have attachments. So people might ask, in that case, does that mean we shouldn't have any relationships? Maybe not even friendships. But that's not true because in Buddhism, we have a different concept from metta and attachment. Metta is a relationship that is basically just entirely loving kindness, where it's a relationship where you don't put yourself above others. So our goal is for all relationships to be a metta relationship and not an attachment, because they say attachments are when you are attached to something and you feel like you want something from them, which is why you like it or are attached to it. But metta is whether or not, regardless of whether or not that thing does anything for you, you still give it loving kindness anyway. Which is why relationships are a-okay in Buddhism, actually. Anyways, moving on to the first question. Finally, woohoo! Okay, this is something I'm very curious about because in addition to being inexperienced, I have never actually felt like I wanted to be in a relationship with someone, as in I haven't actually liked anyone so much that I would want to be in a relationship with him before. So I really want to know, what do you feel, or I guess what do you do in relationships? Like, what's the difference between that and a friendly relationship,
I do think that in actual relationships, you have to definitely take into consideration your partner's needs, because I think it's much more intimate than a friendly relationship. Yes.
For me, I think romantic relationships would mean more commitment. So personally, I'm not the kind to say like, oh, if you're in a romantic relationship with me, you can't talk to other girls or like, you can't talk to other guys. I'm not the kind of person, but I do think that I mean a higher commitment level than friends. So for friends, I'm a very low maintenance kind of person. So every 2 weeks, I might text you if I see something cool. But otherwise, I'm not a very good texter. But like in a romantic relationship, it will mean like just putting in more effort to manage your relationship with that person.
Is it like honestly any different from like a friendship? Like, do you feel anything special when you're together versus when you're with your friends?
The difference is it really depends. For me, it depends on the partner also. Because if the partner if the feeling's not mutual or there's not enough attraction in the relationship, it definitely won't feel any different than being in a normal relationship with your friends also.
So you mentioned attraction, which I find really interesting because I think, for me at least, for someone who hasn't felt that yet, I would say that's probably what would define a romantic relationship, right? An attraction.
Like, what's the difference between romantic love and like friendly relationships? So yeah, I thought of this triangular theory of love because On three ends of the triangle, we have intimacy, passion, and commitment. So any kind of combination will give you different types of love. But if you have all three of commitment, intimacy, and passion, you will have consummate love. That's a bit of a difficult word to understand, but I guess it gives us some kind of academic reference to what people think is the difference between the different types of love. Experientially, I guess it's not as straightforward as this, what is passion, what is intimacy. Sometimes it's hard to explain, like we were struggling to explain about how do you explain what you feel when you like someone. Rachel, how do you explain what you feel when you like someone?
There wasn't a lot I can say about my past exes, so
To all the boys I've loved before.
I think the only period where I can remember I really liked someone was like back in primary school, and that was just a crush, and that hasn't happened since until recently. Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
That is
So
so interesting.
I guess I can describe the feeling as it's like something you kind of want to look forward to it almost every day, or you're either constantly thinking about it, and yeah.
that's so cute.
That is indeed.
I feel like my romance quota is up for today, but yeah, prior to like my relationship, I didn't understand it either. What do you mean? What do you mean like you just know when you like someone? But I really think that the experience differs for everybody, and that on the topic of crushes, sometimes how they say that you're really just hanging on to that fantasy of the person, and then when you start like maybe a relationship or you get married to the person, worse, that all these fantasies get shattered and you're like you see it finally for who they are. So it's kind of scary. I mean, have you ever had this like attachment to a fantasy of someone?
Why are you gonna talk about primary school crushes? I did have primary school crushes, but I don't count it anymore because upon consulting many people, they say like that really wasn't a crush, I guess, because basically in primary school, the two primary school crushes I've had were with guys that I sat with. They're my desk mates, and then we just got along really, really well. And then, yeah, they just started calling us the married couple of the class, that kind of thing. So, and I thought, yeah, this guy's my crush. But when I look back, there really wasn't anything special about it. I just really liked being with them. But upon further analyzing it, I didn't also want to be their girlfriend or anything. It just felt like, oh, I enjoy spending time with them, and yeah, I just felt like I guess basically what I would call like a best friendship type of feeling. I don't know if I've actually liked anyone that way before, but instantly just vetoed in my head and went, let's just be friends. I feel like a lot of my friends have told me, yeah, you miss a lot of opportunities if you're not looking. I've also heard people say your opportunities won't come if you're looking. Do you guys actively look for it, or like is it just something that you come across?
Personally, I don't actively look for it. Uni life is stressful. Online semesters, not meeting anyone, but yeah, some people when they get off a relationship, then they immediately want to fill that void in their life, and they immediately just start looking for people to date. But I think that is more of an attachment to either the status of being in a relationship, or an attachment to the feeling of liking to be with someone. I know some people who really just cannot stand being alone, not just things like eating alone, but also just the idea that they're not in a relationship. So you need to know how to be okay with yourself. They always say you gotta love yourself before you can love others. Yeah, because I don't believe in like losing yourself in a relationship. And even if I know I have friends who are in a relationship, I don't refer to them as someone's boyfriend, someone's girlfriend. They have their own lives, okay? You cannot be this attached to them. It's really like relationship is just a part of your life, not your entire life. It's not your entire identity, but what is an identity anyway? That's a topic for another day. That would be kind of like my ideal form of relationship. Like, Rachel, what do you think is like your ideal form of relationship?
Well, I think that there has to be a balance to everything, cause
The middle way, wow.
yes, coming back to the middle way. So
That's right.
I do think it's very hard to achieve this, but it's just something you have to really communicate with the person you like, if they do have the same interests also.
Communication, yeah, that's very important. Because some people think that, oh, I can find someone who perfectly matches me, but I don't believe so. Like, relationship has to be managed.
Yeah.
Like, friendships also have to be managed. Like, as much as I say I'm low maintenance, I really feel bad about it, and I try to keep in touch with my friends. I try, okay.
Okay, same. I feel bad. I really do put minimal effort into maintaining any sort of relationship, I think. Yeah, not a great texter.
So sometimes, yeah, even in romantic relationships, if you're not ready for it, then there's really no point like forcing it. But again, we're just talking about it here. Experientially is another kind of thing, you know? It's easy to say, but it's not like I'm still in a relationship, so obviously that didn't work out. So, oh well.
If only we had someone legit in a relationship right now.
Kevin Chan.
Yeah, shout out to Kelvin Chan. Hope you're watching. I feel like I kind of ended up with more questions than I had answers. I think this has been at least a little bit enlightening for me. Hopefully it's been a little bit enlightening for everyone else right now, single or in a relationship, or complicated. So clearly we've only just brushed the surface of what we're trying to explore today, but hopefully maybe we can explore this further in future episodes, or maybe just in informal talks, you know, just letting y'all know, yeah, my interest is there. But if you guys have anything you're interested in hearing about, please let us know. Thank you. Bye.